Yeah, exactly. So that's it. We have the second game here. And that's the Warrior from Team RKF, Raxael Kirie Fanboys versus ManaSurge very own Hunter. I think the Hunters changed a little bit. Let's just go into game here. But yeah, so what's happening here across the board here for the Warrior is that we're seeing a pretty interesting starting hand. It should look to be pretty good early game here for the Warrior against the Hunter, but both of them playing a little bit aggro, I can tell, because of the Frothing Berserker. You also have
strong opening. Frothing Berserker is always a very, very dangerous presence to have on the board early. As you can see right now, he's a 4/4 in turn 2. That's a very big threat.
Yeah, that's crazy. But of course, misdirection gonna be the easy answer here for a short wall until he decides to play Animal Companion. I would actually go ahead. Actually, here what I would do is I would really just play misdirection, or maybe do the Lapin Gnome into the hero power so that I can do that misdirection next turn. And if he decides to kill Lapin Gnome, and that's good. Oh wow, actually gets the Botan Boar here.
I personally would have killed Frothing. That's a very big threat to leave on the board. Unless he's saving for misdirection next turn.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because if he gets Misha, it would automatically be a very easy cancellation. So Raxael there opting for the 4 damage Heroic Strike, picking up again the Botan Boar, and it's a 5/4 right now. Looks pretty healthy already. Is he going for a second Animal Companion? If he does that, it's gonna be really bad if he gets Liao. Yep, he gets Misha, so that's okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Actually, I would play Misdirection first before going for Animal Companion, but oh well.
Yeah, I would. That would have been my choice.
Because you want to
just
milk
as a
some
double,
return
just
damage.
as a double safety. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good if Frothing just goes in. See, what happens here is Multiple Strike comes in, Frothing goes to 6. Frothing probably gonna hit face, which is gonna be really good if it went in the opposite direction to the Warrior. But yeah. Now he's gonna play misdirection, a little bit slow there, but alright, let's see how that's gonna work out. I'm actually kinda appalled that the Mortal Strike was used in the previous case to just kill Misha.
Yeah.
Do you think that's overkill?
Well, it does give him because standard hunters don't run deadly. Standard face hunters don't run deadly shot. I don't think he was expecting deadly shot to be in hand, so he could have removed Misha for the extra point. Leper Gnome isn't a big threat at the moment, and giving him that 6 +1 to up his Frothing to 6 gives him a pretty sizable Frothing on board with nothing else to stop it at the moment.
Yeah. Here comes also the Fairy Dragon, the second Fairy Dragon, one's golden, one's not. But the 6/4 probably gonna go in for face here, misdirection gonna proc quickly, it's going to pick up the other Fairy Dragon. So that means the Frothing is actually gonna die to the Lepinum here.
So that was a very fortunate 2-for-1 for that misdirection. He's now gonna be able to pick off Frothing quite easily. He's probably gonna go for an Unleash the Hounds right now, there you go. Giving him 2. Excellent.
Yep, only gonna use 1 doggy to pick off the 8/2 there. You can then use the 2-1 to pick off the 3/2 Fairy Dragon.
Giving him perfect board control.
Exactly, and a spare 1 can then go for face, which is perfectly alright. You can also use hero power here, which is gonna deal extra 2 damage, and that's a total of 5 in 1 turn, plus Lepinum Death Rattle effect. So Raxael, man, is down to about 11, the aggressive hunter getting aggressed on.
And he has a good situation right now. He has 1 card advantage since Raxael has to play 1, and he has board control. He can play Timberwolf next turn for a chunk of health. So the hand situation of Raxael, he has Tank Master and Argent Commander. He can probably, and he has another armor smith in his hand. Sorry, weaponsmith in his hand.
But I actually think it's game here. Yeah, double Timberwolf gives extra 4 damage.
And then kill command.
Yeah, plus the kill command and the kill power. But I'm so bad at math that they don't believe me anymore. Yeah, after the cycle finals. So let's see that 7, 8, 9, 9 plus 5. Yep, it's legal.
Yep. So Bjorn, going 2-0 with a huge success with aggro.
Yeah, exactly. So that's gonna be 2-0 here for Bjorn, captain of ManaSurge, and Raxael, unfortunately, gonna take the fall here for RKF. He brings with him the sad news of losing both the warrior and the shaman. Bjorn remains undefeated so far with a 2 victory here. So a bit of recap, please, Katips. What do you think actually could have gone a little bit better in the previous series?
So it's very unfortunate for ManaSurge. Sorry for Team RKF to lose 2 very strong possible control classes with a mid-range shaman and a potential control warrior. And it could be very fortunate now for Team ManaSurge if they keep playing aggro, because there wouldn't be much. It would be aggro versus aggro and that's left, and they won't. And Team RKF doesn't have many options left to control, to stop the bleeding, to stop the Zerg rush from aggro from Team ManaSurge. So they've put themselves into a very good position. They've managed to keep all of the other secrets they have for their other classes, since they've only stuck to one class so far and been very successful with it. So they have a lot going for them going to the next round.
Yeah, that's fantastic for ManaSurge at least. But this series is still not over yet. We have the next possible member that the Vice Captain Trinity is probably going to take some time to decide on. And along with that, a few classes they could probably bring here to the board. What do you think actually is going to be a good class to counter this Hunter amongst the remaining classes that RKF has?
So they're now minus Warlock, they're minus Shaman, they're minus Warrior. I'm trying to think what would be a possibly good counter. They could go Giant's Paladin. They could go try and control with Rogue. Rogue has a lot of removals. I'm just not that experienced with Rogue against Face Hunter. I'm not sure how that matchup goes. So that could be a possibility as well.
Yeah, there's the Rogue, very good. Meat Game, Miracle Rogue, both of which kind of deal with the Hunter very justly. The other alternative here is to play Druid with a lot of Tauntus. You can go for the Strife Crow or maybe even Kirie's very own Druid deck. That's one hell of a Druid deck that could probably stop the aggro from coming in. But I don't know what's gonna happen henceforth, but I think RKF, they need to decide on who to play first.
We haven't actually seen much variation from the standard meta decks. We didn't see anything particularly fancy from Face Hunter or from the Aggro Warrior or from the mid-range Shaman. We haven't seen any cards that are basically not played in those decks to test the waters and to do a little experimentation. So it could be anything at the moment. I hear good things about Token Druid against aggro. I hear that Imp Master early is able to stop at least some of the early rush decks. It's pretty good, and especially since most Token Druids run 2 Savage Roars, and if you have 4 creatures on board with Savage Roar, you can clear out a board really quick without even having to use swipe. So that's a possibility for our Team RKF.
Of course, that's great. And I'm hearing some news of an election for the next player here from RKF. So we're gonna actually wait up for him to set up first, and we're gonna actually disclose the player a bit later. We're going for also a short break here, and we'll be back in just about 5 to 15 minutes, guys. So you take a bit of a break, just chill. It's been an hour since this series started, and we're gonna be back with more Hearthstone Standoff action. This is Babael, join me as Katips. See you guys again in a short while.